Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to install the SQL client Antares SQL. It's a free SQL client that works for Windows, Mac OS and Linux and supports all the popular SQL databases, MySQL, PostgreSQL and SQLite. So let's begin. So I'm going to open up my web browser, so I'm going to use Google Chrome, so I'll double click that. And I'm going to type in the search Antares SQL. So just remember Ant, Aries, then SQL. That's the best way how to remember how to spell it. So do search, and Antares SQL won't be at the top of the search. You probably have to scroll down if you haven't searched for it before. So what I'm going to do is add a link to this website in the description of this video. So we go to the website, and you're now on the Antares SQL website. So if I click the download Antares button, and so I want the Windows version, so go for the stable version in exe format. So click the download button and wait for it to download. Okay, once it's downloaded, if you go to the downloads folder, click that icon, I'll be taken to the downloads folder. So if you double click the exe, the installer will show up and you'll be able to install it. Oh, you might get a message that says Windows protected your PC. So you may get a Microsoft Defender message here. So what you do is you click the more info link and you run it anyway. It's an open source application, so it's pretty safe, I'd say. So click the agree button and it will install. So it should be pretty quick. And it should show up after installation. Okay, the application has been installed and the application will automatically open up, and you can see that the settings page is showing with sort of the latest updates. So if I press X on that, and here I can create a connection, which is essentially a login to log into my SQL account. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to call this one test. The username should be root and there shouldn't be a password. So if I test that connection, and that worked, connection successfully made. So if I save this, so this will just save the login. It's right there in the corner. And if I connect, and I'm logged into my root user in MySQL. So I've got a sample database and some data. So it's the movies. So if I expand that database, I've got a Marvel table. Double click that and I've got some movies showing up in a table there. So yeah, pretty much when you select a table, you can sort of view the contents of that table. If I click on the tab, that will open up a query tab, and that's where I can write my SQL query. So I'm going to select all the data from Marvel, and you've got autocomplete as well, so that'll be helpful if you want to select specific columns from the table. So at Marvel, click run, and select all from. Okay, so I made a mistake there with the query. Click run, and that's showing all my data. If I go back to the table, so let's say I wanted to add a new row, I could click the insert rows button, add in a new movie, so I'm in 2, click insert, and that will insert that row. And I could also double click on the name to change the data for the name column, so I'll call it Armor 3, and I can also delete it. So if I right click that, delete, and now I'll delete that row. So there's that. And you can also make notes. There's a notes section here. So if you click that, so you can sort of write up notes, or you can actually save some queries. So if there's some queries that you may have to write and then you use them often, then you can use this section to save them. So there's that. You can also export your data. So if I right click the Marvel table, click export table, and you can export the table there. You can also export the database as well if you wanted to import export. So if I export that, that will just export all the tables for that database. And if you select a current table, you can actually export in a specific format. So you've got JSON, CSV, PHP right here, PHP array, sorry, and SQL. So there you go. So there's that's a quick tour of Antares SQL. So I hope this video has been helpful to you. Please leave any comments below if you have any queries or issues, and thanks for watching.